Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, double honor to the blessed apostle elders of GMS, and shalom to the Akim that's pushing this truth for sincerity. Shalom, I'm just get right into it. My video is about the mark of the beast, and I got a few articles to support that the mark of the beast is here, and it's pretty soon it's going to be mandatory across the United States that you got to have this mark of the beast. And pretty soon they're gonna be taking your life over this shit. So let's get right into it. This is an article in Forbes. It's saying having trouble with mass transit in New York, it is getting easier. It used to be pretty simple. You put a nickel into the box, when then a dime, and then 15 cents, even ever more. After you boarded the bus, you were on your way. If any of the five boroughs to make up New York City, then came the token. And more than 20 years, we have had the Metro card, that bendable plastic that you swipe and turnstile and allow you to go into the subway. And on the buses, it worked differently. But you slide into a groove, and actually, if you know how the system works, it's easy up to a point. But visiting from any place else in the United States or overseas can get hung up on figuring out how to pay, get frustrating, and might just think it is another difficult experience in the big city. For some of the worst offenders are the buses, especially the so-called select buses that were introduced a few years ago. You cannot use your Metro card on express bus in Manhattan, the Bronx, or Brooklyn and Queens. Instead, incredibly, you have to slip your card into one of the machines on the street at an express stop, and a contraption will grind out a piece of paper for you. That sliver allows you to board a select bus either in the front, where you show the receipt to the driver, or in the middle, or in the back. Whether the honor system is in effect, that's right. You simply walk onto the bus. No one is watching you for your receipt. Well, almost no one. Randomly, inspectors might ask for a receipt, or a fare beater who is caught for subject to a stiff fine. Really struck me about the system was that it's so far behind London. There is so-called Oyster cards that has been in fact for years, and simply tap your card on a terminal, and on a bus or a subway entrance, and voila, you're legal. And it's talking about the different stages that it went to. It went from 15 cents to tokens to a card. And the card, you had to, when you was catching a different bus, you had to swipe that card at the bus stop, and they give you a little slip, and then you get on the bus. But it all isn't lost in the big schedule to begin late 2018, expected to take a few years. The New York version of the Oyster card will be in effect. Just tap, and tap will do it. You will also be able to use your cell phone to get on it. So if you can use your cell phone to get on it, you're going to be able to use the mark of the beast to do this thing right here. And I know with the GMS Detroit camp, and just get more in depth into it, because if you can use your cell phone, your smartphone, or your You can use your smartphone or your or your that tap that thing on the car. Then pretty much the next step will be the chip. A visitor will have a bunch of choices, but the kind of the card she'll like, the way it works, how it requires a bit of legwork. You will go to the train station or store and purchase the Metro card from a live person at a window or a machine. But what kind? The regular card costs you $2.50 a ride, less than half of if you are a senior. When there is a 7-day limited card at $31 or a monthly unlimited at $116.50. And recently, last week, back in matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, in March the 15th, a Maryland lawmaker take aim at a mandatory microchipping. And once this something starts in a certain part of the state, eventually it's going to go over like a wave. And once they start microchipping their people, it's going to be another place they're going to start microchipping their people. And one state legislation has proposed a bill that will prevent employers and state governments from requiring or coercing anyone to be implanted with an identification device. But eventually, we know that this chip is going to be worldwide. TNS, Annapolis, Maryland. Big Brother has always been watching. If Frederick County lawmaker have his way, at least that won't lead you to being forced to get implanted with the microchip. But we know it's going to happen because it's prophecy that it's going to happen. Senator Ron Young, D District, testified in support of Senate Bill 944 before a Senate Finance Committee. The bill will prevent employees and state government from requiring or coercing anyone to be implanted with an identification mark. The premise that Young Bill sound like a plot of science fiction film, but proponents say it addressed a very weird issue. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved the use of RFID microchip implants in humans since October 2004, and there is no instances of Maryland entitles using microchips according to that analysis from the Department of Legislative Services. However, Wisconsin self-serve snack kiosk company 3 Square Market became the first company to offer RFID chips to their employees in 2017. According to the analyst, the implant IDs allow employees to open doors and make a snack break room purchases and log in to computers. And this is where I want to stop with the article. I'll just get right into the scripture. Revelations 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive the mark of in their right hand or in their forehead. And again, he calls all, small and great, rich and poor. If you one of the rich motherfuckers in the entertainment industry, you're gonna get this chip because y'all gonna run to get it because y'all want to be separated from your money. The poor gonna be forced to get it because in a minute they're gonna cut off these benefits, and you're gonna have to. They're gonna make it so that the others, for you to continue to get your benefits, you gotta have that chip. if you get Social Security or welfare or any other government service, they're going to make you take that chip. Free and bond, the bond people are the people that are locked up in the penitentiaries, in the jails. They're going to make them get that chip. And I see them really implementing it on them chips, on them even faster because, they got these pedophiles and all that shit. But, who to say, they just don't, they ain't started chipping them right now in the penitentiary right now, but I know they ain't. I don't think they is, but it's coming. It's going to come around to the time when they're going to do it because when you in when you locked up in the Esau system, you don't have no rights. You're a product of the system to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And there is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and it is 600 threescore and 666. And we have a scripture right here in Galatians that talks about Mark, Galatians 6 and 17. From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Messiah Yahushua. And I went into further depth, went down to the Strong G's, so I get pull up marks. And it goes to
Strong's G 4742, stigma.
From primary stizo to stick, i.e. prick, a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. An ancient oriental usage of slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies, or indicated what master or general they belonged to, and where even some devotees will stamp themselves in this way with a token to their gods. And see, us Israelites, we in according to the law in Leviticus 19 and 27, 19 to 28, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor prick any marks upon you. I am the Almighty. We're not supposed to put any marks on our body. And see, the Esau, he's smart. He tries to. The Bible say he's wiser than Daniel. And what thing about it is, Esau always trying to find a way to get out of judgment, and he always trying to find a way. If he can't avoid judgment, he want to always find a way to pull the Most High children down with him. And he think he got a loophole in the scripture right here, Leviticus 21 and 21. And the Most High said unto Moses, speak unto the priests and the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall be none defile the dead among the people. Oh, no, that ain't it. No, this is another one talking about Mark, Leviticus 21 and 5. There shall not make any baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, or make any cuttings in their flesh. And that's another law about us not putting any marks on our body. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm trying to find. Oh, it's Salakia. It's Exodus 21. And this the way that slick ass devil tried to trying to find a bylaw so that he could pull people to try to make them indigenous slaves to him forever. And here we go. Exodus 21:2. If thy buy Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve, and the 7th year he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master give him a wife, and she bear him a sons and daughters, the wife and the children shall be her master, but he shall go out by himself. If the servant shall plainly say, I love my master and my wife and my children, and I will not go free. And this is the part where Esau hopes that he can make a slave unto him forever. Then the master shall bring him to the judges, and then he shall bring him to the door and unto the doorpost, and the master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. But instead of they want to put that mark, that RFID microchip into your hand or in your forehead. It don't matter where you put it at. It could be in your it don't have to be in your right hand or left hand or your it don't matter if it's in your hand, forehead, or leg, or wherever. The Most High ain't gonna have nothing to do with you. And here goes the image of it. The RFID microchip. It's about the size of a grain of rice. And people are getting this chip right now. And this is how we know that this chip right here is the mark of the beast, because people are using this right now. Matter of fact, this is a video that's on BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed normalized human and disrupting propaganda video. This video right here, this man put that RFID microchip in his hand, in his right hand, and he bought him a cup of coffee with that microchip. And they even using that microchip now to catch using RFID microchips to catch airplane flights. This is a guy that got an RFID microchip in his hand, and she's scanning it with that device right there. That's his ticket right there, that RFID microchip. Now, let me get off of this because this, you are not supposed to get it, but this is what's going to end up happening when they start implementing when the crash of the dollar go down. These microchips are going to be the next thing to take the place of money. And this is the delivering device that they use to put it in you. It's a plunger. I think the chip is already in this device, and they poke it. They use iodine between your fist, your thumb, and your hand, and then they plunge this in your hand, and then they squeeze this part right here in, and then the device is in you. And I can't stress it even more. Do not accept this mark, because the scriptures say what you're going to get if you receive this mark. Uh, uh, um, Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed him, and saying with a loud voice, if any man worships the beast and his image, and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured without mixture unto a cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And if and verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, and who worship the beast or his image, and whoever received the mark of his name. And here is the patience of the saint, and here are they that keep his commandment of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because if you receive this mark, you show the Most High that you don't have faith. It's better that you lose your life over this, not accepting this mark, than to actually accepting it, because the Most High will not want to fuck with you after you accept this mark. And this is what you get if you end up being a martyr for this, not taking this chip. And I saw the Revelations 20:4, and I saw the thrones that sat upon them, and the judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which not worship the beast, or neither the image, and neither have received the mark upon their forehands or their hands. Again, it don't matter. It could be in your left hand, right hand, or it could be in your arm or your shoulder. The Most High ain't going to fuck with you. And they lived and reigned with the Messiah for 1,000 years. And that's your reward for not accepting that mark. It's better you be a martyr and lose your head than taking that mark. Because, hey, we already know there ain't no such thing as hell. So we know that when a person died, if you do lose your head, you're just going back to the Most High who gave it. Then the dust returned to the earth as it was, and the spirit returns unto Yahweh who gave it. So if you lose your life over this mark, not accepting this mark of the beast, or not bowing down to the image of the Most High, you return unto the Father who gave it. Hey, you could be right there and walking into the kingdom the first go around. Because all things are possible through the Most High. All things are possible. And with that said, hey, have faith. Hey, if you have to give up the ghost, just give it up. Don't worry about it. Have faith. Have hope. And with that said, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yashar, Barakatah, and Bahashem Rakah Kadash, and all praises, double honors and blessings to the apostle elders GMS, and Shalom to the brothers that put their life on the line to put out this truth, and keep enduring and hopefully into the end. But if not, hey, give up your life, give up the ghost. Hey, don't worry about it. Put your hands in the Most High. Have faith. Shalom.